Hey everyone, how's it going? This is my Walking Dead Season 10 Episode 2 Q&A. I guess some questions are pertaining to Episode 2 and some questions are just about The Walking Dead in general. I haven't watched Episode 2 yet, so it's more just about what could happen in Episode 2 and the future of the season. So yeah, before we jump in, I do have to warn you for spoilers for Episode 1 of Season 10, but let's just jump into the first question here. So Q&A, Forrest, do you think that at the end of the Whisperer War, some of the Whisperers could join some of the communities? I think that is likely going to happen for sure. I mean, it makes sense because not all the Whisperers are bad. There's going to be some Whisperers that are struggling to adapt to the Whisperer lifestyle, and I do think some people are just going to be too scared to leave. But once you take out Alpha, once Beta's gone, they're like, I wanted to survive. That's why I did that. I didn't do any horrible things, or maybe they did do horrible things, but they just want a second chance. I think some people will be against allowing them in. Some communities could be okay with it, like who knows? Maybe they go to Oceanside, maybe they go to the Hilltop, or I don't know. I guess Alexandria could let them in. It really, really depends though. But I definitely think this is a possibility. I think we're going to see that this season. Like I said, we'll see some characters really having a hard time living with the Whisperers, and yeah, we'll just have to see if those characters become bigger characters or if they're just going to be smaller characters. It would be cool to have a Whisperer part of our group. I guess that is Lydia already, right? Like Lydia is already that. She's a former Whisperer. So yeah, to answer your question, I do think it's likely going to happen this season. Q&A question, did you start watching The Walking Dead from the start? No, I never watched it from the start. I actually started watching it at the end of season 2. When the end of season 2 was on TV, I started watching it from there. I didn't actually watch those episodes live on TV or anything like that, but that was like the timeline. So what is that, early 2012, I guess I started watching it because it aired Halloween 2010. Season 2 would have filmed the following summer in 2011, and if that aired in October, there was 13 episodes. The site, I guess the season 2 finale would have been March or April or something of 2012. I didn't watch it at that point. Like I didn't watch season 2. I started watching season 1 then, and then I caught up on season 2 when it came on Netflix, I think that September. And then season 3 I started watching on TV. I actually remember that. I was at my mom's place. I was super excited for it. And when Lori died, I was completely heartbroken. That was hard. It was like, that was one of the first big television show deaths that I remember, or I guess I should say that really hit me that hard. It just came out of nowhere. I didn't read the comics at that point. I started reading them around season 4 or 5, so that just came out of nowhere to me. I was shocked that they would actually take out a character as big as her that early in the season. Q&A, if Negan does kill Alpha, who do you think is going to present Alpha's head or severed head to, Michonne, Daryl, or Carol, to show his loyalty to Alexandria? Well, Michonne, I don't think that's going to... I mean, it depends on when Alpha dies. I don't think she's going to die before Michonne leaves. I just have this weird feeling about it. In my opinion, I think they're going to kill Alpha after Michonne leaves. I really do. And I think, well, it'll be a tricky thing to write anyways, because how does Michonne leave when they're dealing with the Whisperers? But it depends on what's going on at that point, right? Like, if it's that urgent where she has to go and see Rick, then it makes sense. But I for sure don't think it's going to be Michonne. It'll either be Daryl or Carol, but it'll probably be both of them at the same time. I think Carol, it makes more sense if Negan does do that. He's bringing her head to Carol, which should make Carol super happy because Alpha did the same exact thing to Henry. I don't know how Daryl's going to feel about it. Like, I already know how Carol's going to feel about it. Carol's just going to be super happy. She'll see it. She'll be more happy to see her like that. I think it'll just make her happy. But with Daryl, I think he's not going to know how to feel. He'll be happy that Negan did that, but also Negan did that. Do we just allow him to be free? Was that a good thing he did? Or I guess, can they trust him? I think that'll be the biggest question. And if he does something like that, he's trying to prove to them, like, I'm loyal to you guys. Daryl might want to just put him back in the cell because he's like, I don't care what you did. You did a lot of stuff beforehand. You deserve to be in that cell. But if Carol disagrees and if Michonne's gone, they're definitely going to have to sort all that out. Q&A, what do you think Beta did before the apocalypse? I think he was a musician. I think based off of those records that were on Fear the Walking Dead, that person looked a lot like him. And also, I mean, Angela Kang and Ryan Hurst discussed what his backstory was going to be. And I just think it makes a lot of sense to make him a rock star or even a country star, whatever, just a musician. I think it makes a lot more sense. And I think, well, I hope anyways, episode 2 does go into that a little bit more. I hope there are some clear hints. I hope we get to find out more about their names, first of all. Like, was Alpha already named Alpha then? Was Beta already named Beta? I doubt we're going to find out Beta's name, because if we find out Beta's real name, they'll probably give away who he is, because Alpha will be like, oh, I know you, you're that famous musician or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they can do in terms of names, but anything regarding Beta, I want just anything on his origin. The outfit's cool, so yeah, I'm happy about that. Q&A, how do you feel about how they handled Dante on the TV show? And do you think he and Maggie will have their comic romance? I don't think they're going to have the romance. I really don't, unless Dante changes a bit more, but it depends on what Maggie does when she comes back. If she's around Alexandria more, that I think they have a chance in having a romance. But if not, then I don't know. I don't see it. They're not really alike. That could be something that just happens. They could do that in season 11. First of all, it's not going to be a season 10 thing, obviously. As for how do I feel on how they handled that character, I think they're handling the character really well. I see a lot of people really, really upset about it. Like, actually really pissed about that character. Not liking the character, finding him so annoying and everything. And I'm just like, chill. That character is supposed to be like that. He's supposed to be so outrageous. He's supposed to be an asshole. I'm glad we have a variety of character personalities. I don't want everyone to be the same. I don't want everyone to be likable. I mean, last season, Daryl and Maggie were pissing me off because they were disagreeing with Rick, but obviously I still like them. I want to feel like that with our characters. I don't want everyone to have the same personality, to agree with everything. Dante being an asshole, I mean, he's funny, so Q&A, do you think that Negan and Carol will double team Alpha? If not, who do you think will be the one that takes her down? I think it's going to be Negan. I think they could change it and make it Carol, but I've talked about this in a previous video and I've given a lot of detail on that. But I mean, to sum all of that up, I would say Negan for sure. I think you can't miss an opportunity like that, but we'll know, I think, by the mid-season finale who's going to do it, just based on where the characters are at and how they're feeling about it. Because right now it's kind of hard. Like, we've only watched one episode. Some people have watched 2 episodes, but I mean, both of those episodes are basically one giant episode. They're not progressing the story. So like, wait until episode 6, 7, around there. I think we might get more of a feel on it. Q&A, why do you think the season premiere got so little views while still being a great start? I mean, the thing is with viewership is that it's been 10 seasons at this point, and it hasn't dropped a lot in the last season or two. It's been averaging about 4 to 5 million. The season 10 premiere was 4 million viewers. I'm not sure if it was 4.1 or 4.0, and of course, all the articles are going to say it's the lowest premiere to date, and they're going to run with that. But I mean, I don't think it really matters. At the end of the day, ratings don't really matter. Like, just remember, Fear the Walking Dead, on average, I think, was like, what, 1.3 million or whatever, all of season 5, and it got renewed for season 6. So if we're at 4 million for season 10, and the movie's coming out next year and stuff, I mean, I'm not really worried. I think I mentioned this a long time ago in my last rating video, is that I expected season 10 to have a slight drop in ratings compared to season 9, because I just think at this point, people are just going to tune out. Some people just can't watch a show for that long. People are watching stuff on Netflix now. People are watching things differently, and combine all of that with a show that's been on for 10 seasons, I think it makes sense. But obviously in season 7 and 8, because of those cliffhangers that happened, that definitely hurt the viewership, and I guess the name of The Walking Dead with some fans anyways, because whenever they think Walking Dead, they just think long, boring episodes and cliffhangers, and there's never any payoff, and it's just, there's basically no point to watch it. With season 9, it was only one season, and the big thing of that season was Rick Grimes was leaving, so yeah, just give it some time. I think some people will tune in. They'll slowly get their viewers back. It'll never be like 10 million, at least in my opinion. That's just a lot. There would be this whole resurgence in the show. And while there was a resurgence in terms of quality of content, bringing those people back will be very different. We'll see what happens with Netflix, because a lot of people are watching that for the first time on there, so they'll see. But it depends. Like, people have to actually care to watch, right? So like, we'll find out over the next year or two what's happening with the show. Q&A, do you think Gama will kill anyone from our group, or do you think that she will be trying to challenge Alpha's leadership? I don't think she's going to challenge Alpha's leadership, and I think just based off the trailers and stuff, she's an Alpha loyalist. I think she's going to do whatever Alpha asks, and we'll see how that affects Beta, if it does at all. And so yeah, I do think she's going to try and kill people from our group. Q&A, do you think that Rick will appear in the series again? Huge fan, by the way. Well, first of all, thank you. And I think probably at the end, depending on how the third movie ends and depending on the transition there. But yeah, I do think he's going to appear in the series again. It might be one episode, it could be one season, but he likely will be there, I think. I mean, if the show's ending, it's the final episode, I feel like he'll come back just to have, to say goodbye to the whole show. Q&A, do you think Negan will save Daryl from Beta? I think that would be super cool if he did that. That would be amazing, because Daryl, at that point, he has to have some respect for Negan. Negan actually tried to save him. Daryl can't just be an asshole to him, and he's probably going to, but doing that, I think that's definitely a big sign that Negan is really willing to change and help with the community. He probably will always be Negan. He will be, I'm sure they'll argue a lot, but he's not going to kill anybody. He's there. He's a valuable member of Alexandria. Yeah, I would love that to happen this season. Q&A, what do you think about this being the lowest viewed premiere ever? With this being the lowest premiere ever, that's always going to be the thing. And in season 12, or season 11, sorry, they're going to see the same thing. I expect the ratings to keep like slightly dropping from season to season. the movies could boost it, but it's always going to be a thing. I mean, next week's episode, or this Sunday's episode, they're probably going to say it's the lowest rated episode ever. It's just going to be a thing that they're always going to say. It's a thing with all television shows. If you look at any other television show that's been around for as long as The Walking Dead has, it usually does get pretty low around this point. So saying this is the lowest viewed premiere ever, it's like, first of all, 4 million people are watching this, and that's not including people who record it too and watch it later on, because those numbers usually boost by like 1 million or 2, 3 million. The 4 million people that watched, that's only counting people who have watched live on TV at like 9 o'clock Eastern. Anyone who has AMC Premiere and all of that just gets added on top of it. So you're probably doubling that number, I think, at the end of the day. Q&A, favorite episode from Fear the Walking Dead. I would have to say the Dam episode. I guess that's a season 3 finale, or the very, very first episode. Q&A, if the Commonwealth is a part of the CRM, do you think we could see the CRM next season? Well, I mean, if they're a part of the CRM doesn't really mean anything in that sense. The CRM is all 3 communities. So yeah, in that sense, if we see the Commonwealth, we are already seeing the CRM, but we're just seeing like the C, a part of the CRM. I don't think there's this like overall or this bigger community out there that connects all 3. I think all 3 are just in communication with each other, and they have joined under this organization called the CRM. So yeah, if we see the Commonwealth, which we are going to, and if the Commonwealth is a part of the CRM, then yeah, we are basically seeing the CRM, just a different part of it. But thank you guys so much for your questions. It was a lot of fun to answer them. Post your questions down below for episode 3. That'll be coming out on Wednesday. Hopefully my power's not out again or my internet's out, but try to keep the questions, or at least I'll be picking questions like surrounding episode 3, what you think might happen, stuff based off the trailer and all that. I know it's not out yet, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing with these Q&As. We're always going to be behind that, but I don't know anyway. Just post whatever questions down below. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.